MRecktv. M.Reck. Y'all wanna stunt and floss on Front Street? The Hawk will tear through your gut, spill out your lunch meat. You the main Vic, they booking for drugs. Niggas starving out here, and you looking like grub.
Okay. What was the motivation behind the sneakers that you bought? You bought the whole company.
Yeah.
I want to know what was motivating you just to buy the whole company like that?
Well, that's what I do. You know, I own companies.
Right.
You know, it's funny because like in the music business, you have a label, but when you go into another industry, it don't mean nothing. You know, and they still feel like, you got to work for me, and I don't like that. I don't like asking people to control my destiny. You know what I'm saying? I like to control my own destiny and also help other people.
Right.
You know, like if I want to give somebody a sneaker deal, I ain't got to go ask nobody. I ain't go through no paperwork. I can have a sneaker done, sampled up in 2 weeks, and then put it in the marketplace in full. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, number one, I was watching Nike make all that money from the urban marketplace because we're the #1 buyers, the #1 consumers. That Nike is the #1 selling sneaker, and I know I've been a loyal consumer of white Nike Airs, and I'm thinking to myself, man, Nike's getting all that bread from us, and I'm not getting $1 from it, and I hate it, you know. And if I want Nike to do something for me, I can't even talk to Phil Nike, whatever his name is, you know, direct. I got to go through somebody, 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 and this is real. That's gonna, by the time he gets to it, so he's not gonna appreciate and understand, you know, my worth and what my culture's worth is.
Right.
So I was like, yo, if I can get a brand, not a sneaker line, but a brand that's timeless, that means something, I could go ahead and bite into that marketplace. That man makes $14 billion worldwide. 14 billion. I know I could get 20% of that. That'd be 4 million, 4 billion rather, or something like that, something crazy like that. I got to get that. And I'm also, being that I'm the objective consumer, I'm gonna know how to design shit right, because I know what I like. You know what I'm saying? I consider myself a fly nigga. So, you know, of course, I'm gonna make the right sneaker. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna make sneakers for the people I represent. I'm a regular nigga. I'm just a regular dude. You know what I'm saying? I just, you know, I got lucky. You know what I'm saying? Truthfully speaking. You know? So, it was like, #1, it states a precedent for the culture. So they can respect our culture and business. You know, there's money to be made, and I want to make the fly sneakers possible.
Right.
And I could give other people ways to make money. You know what I'm saying? You make a sneaker, you get a royalty from it. It's another stream of money. Period.
I had a few questions, but the questions I'm asking you is going to sum it all up. It's like basically a small history, and started out wanting to be a DVD, but that was kind of like a far-fetched,
Right.
and it had something to do with you. Basically, a small history. How did you come from, that was the name of the DVD, I'm just asking you the question. How did you come from the block to the rock to Dame Dash music group?
Well,
Like, you know.
the rock was based on the block.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I had a crew called The Best Out. And we used to throw parties at the Cotton Club. We used to get the first 100 ladies free Moet at the time. We wasn't getting pushed out of that. And we used to throw the best parties, have the most fun. Everybody from all boroughs getting niggas to come. And we weren't even really getting it like that. We was alright, you know what I mean? But I saw our influence, the impact. People want to have fun. People like to get drunk. You know what I mean? That was our biggest form of marketing, was to go into a club, shut it down. When I say shut it down, order every bottle of champagne in there and just give it out. Because everybody wants to party, you know? And the way we was partying wasn't like on no clown shit, you know what I'm saying? It was on some drinking the bottles and, you know, spending a little money and getting the girls and, you know, basically what everybody hustles for, you know? And that was how we marketed it, you know, and it's based on my point of view. That's what we did on our block. And, you know, that's how we got to the rock. And you know, it worked well. You know, we would look at other crews and be like, dude, they never break up. We got a problem with each other, we just gonna talk about it. You know, and basically the ideals that the rock was supposed to was, you know, make everybody rich around you.
Right.
That's what you're supposed to do. Your friends get rich, because that way you can never be fucked up.
Right.
You can never be fucked up because you just take a little, and you complete again, you know? And there's no egos there. Everyone's equal. You know, and when it came time to sell a name and they offered it, they was like, yo, if you stay, they told Jay, you stay here, we'll give you the name, but you know, he wasn't wanting to work with us no more. Reason which I couldn't tell you.
Right.
You know, he's wanting to do his own thing. He was like, hey man, go do your own thing, but don't take the name. You know what I'm saying? Just because they offered it to you. He's like, nah, they offered it to me, man. Business is business. We was like, business is business. I guess the rock don't mean that no more, you know? It broke our heart. It really did. It broke our heart. because that wasn't how we grew up. It wasn't what the ideals we came from. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, money really wasn't never the issue for us. It wasn't about the name and who owned it and this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? It was about the fact that we was friends, and that we could get money together, and that we could spread the love and make sure all our homeboys had money. Period. It wasn't about nothing personal money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure I could have been greedy and, you know, because I was the business of it all, and been like, you know, I ain't got to break nobody off here and break nobody off there and give half the company up. But I said, you know, whoever puts in the work should get compensated for it. So when that happened, I went to the Dame Dash Music Group. And, you know, me and Biggs are still partners, but, you know, he always wants to be in the cut. You know,
like a silent partner.
Yeah, like my silent partner. And he was just like, yo, I was like, let's call it Dame and Biggs Music Group. He's like, nah, you do it. I was like, all right. You know, you know, it's goods and bad with that. You know, when it's not rolling, it's all on me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not rolling, but, you know.
So
it's good though, because, you know, I'm the one that gets the credit for it. But it's really me and Biggs. And that's my man. I don't care about nothing. It's not even about money. That's my man. We started this joint together, and because of that, and how much he believed in the friendship and the loyalty of it, and how thorough he's always been, no matter what, that's my partner. You know what I'm saying? Period. I don't care about the money. You know what I mean? That's my man.
So how did you, in the beginning, when you started, you had the crew best out and all that, was Jay always a part of that, or how did you meet Jay?
I met Jay through Clark Kent.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, to me, like, you know, back then, Harlem niggas and Brooklyn niggas were extremely different. But he didn't act as different. You know what I mean? There was a little difference, but it wasn't as much.
Right.
So it was like, you had the best of Harlem, at the time, I thought the best of Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? And we kind of had the same ideals in common. You know what I'm saying? So it was almost like, if you know, Jay Swagger was kind of a Harlem swagger. And that's because he was around Harlem niggas. You know what I'm saying? And you can kind of tell, because now he's not with us, and he's a whole other style. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he don't dress nothing like we used to dress.
Right.
Call it an evolution of growing up or whatever, but it's just not Harlem no more. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same kind of swagger, you know?
Okay.
But, you know, that's on him. That's what he wants to do. It's cool, you know? Not mad at him. I was just kind of disappointed in that decision he made. And you know, like I said, it kind of hurt our feelings. You know? Not on no bitchy shit, just like, yo, when, you know, when your man does something you don't expect your man to do, it just shocks you, because those are the only people that can hurt you. Your family and your real friends, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else I could care less about.
Alright, how did, like, I look in the magazine, I see everybody with Jay, I'm like, how did that happen? Like, State Property, you got Clue, you got Memphis, I mean, how did everybody end up with him?
Well, I never met, ever. To me, the way it ended was corny as it stood. But to go to the artist and say you got to choose a side is way whacker. You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't my intent. And all I offered everyone else was, yo, it ain't no more Rockefeller, you know, the old Rockefeller. So all I can do really is help y'all set up your own situations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So in answer to Bleak, I mean, he got the role with Jay.
Right.
I don't think he didn't have enough to start his own situation. And I wouldn't even expect him to. All I really was talking to really was Cam and Beans. You know what I'm saying? So when you sell the company, like I sold Rockefeller, Universal now owns it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't own Rockefeller no more. They make Jay the president of Def Jam, and of course Def Jam now owns Rockefeller.
Right.
So that's his job now. You know what I'm saying? But because of my position, you know, I made it to where Cam could get off the label and get 3 distribution deals somewhere else. Beans was locked up. I went to Beans and was like, yo, it ain't no choosing no sides. You know what I'm saying? But set your own situation up. Right now you can. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know what you want me to do. I'm going to go ahead and do that for you. If you notice, Beans' album came out through the Damon Dash Music.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you're asking really about, Clue hasn't had an album out in 6 years. You know what I'm saying? So that's, you know, but actually, Clue still calls me about the album and stuff. I'll be like, whatever you want me to do, I'll do, you know? And Def Jam actually cut me a nice check to consult when you needed to. You know what I mean? But I don't own those acts no more. I sold them. And also, I think what people don't understand in the urban world and the hip-hop world is a businessman always aspires to sell their company. Some people never get a chance to sell their company. If you could build a company and sell it for a lot of money, that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's a businessman. I sold 2 companies in a 6-month period of time. I sold my part of Rockware for $30 million, or the evaluation of $30 million, $22 million liquid in companies, and I sold Rockefeller rather. That's a score and a half. You know what I'm saying? We high-fiving. Niggas act like that's like not a good thing. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's like winning the Super Bowl when you get to sell a company. I'm gonna build another company up and I'm gonna sell that too.
Right.
M.Reck. Y'all wanna stunt and floss on Front Street? The Hawk will tear through your gut, spill out your lunch meat. You the main Vic, they booking for drugs. Niggas starving out here, and you looking like grub.
It's crummy beats, y'all.
Peace, world. To promote your music or promote your business by placing an ad on MRecktv, contact MRecktv promo, MRecktv promo @gmail.com. Peace. Oh yeah, subscribe to MRecktv, youtube.com/MRecktv. I'm gone. MRecktv. It's got a music.